Biosecurity cricket as well as IPL. When and where will it be played? That's what we're discussing on Hoggs Vlog. We'll discuss the IPL after discussing my observations of biosecurity cricket after the first 2 days of Test cricket between England and the West Indies. Well, homegrown umpires, we can only use those at the present moment because of travel restrictions. So what the ICC have done has increased the reviews per innings from 2 to 3. And already we've seen in the first 2 days of this Test match that the English umpires have been favouring the English cricket team. They've turned down the West Indies in a number of occasions with LB reviews. But with those reviews out hand, West Indies have gone to it 7 times. The English haven't used a review yet. And the West Indies have been successful in 5 of those reviews. So we can see that the home ground umpires do give the advantage to the home team. Secondly, the Duke ball. It's got a harder seam, it's got a higher seam, and it's required in these conditions where you can't use the saliva to shine the ball. In those cold conditions over in England, the players aren't sweating enough to be able to utilise the sweat to shine the ball as well. So good high seam with the Duke ball. Bad luck to the Kookaburra, you might not be used as much in Test cricket. Secondly, wickets need to be produced that suit seam bowlers where there's a little bit of seam movement, but that little tackiness can also help the spinners to get a little bit of grip as well. So we've got to make sure we give wickets that can give a bit of advantage to bowlers, considering that we can't get as much ball movement in the air. And finally, microphones out in the middle. I'm liking the loudness. We're hearing what players are actually saying out in the middle. Ben Stokes apparently stood. I can't see any vision of him standing there, but one of the West Indies players called out to him, "Move along, mate, you're out. See you later, buddy." So I like that little bit of banter, hearing it through the microphone. Now the IPL. Let's have a quick look at the IPL. It's important that this series gets up and running because there's so much money invested in it from the BCCI, but not only that, the stakeholders, the owners. We've got to look after them as well as the advertisers. In Australia, full credit to Justin Langer coming out and saying he wants his big boys to play in the IPL. And what's that? It's just a little bit of generosity, a bit of give and take, considering that India are coming over later in the year to play 4 Test match series here in our summer. But when is it going to be played? It has to be played at the end of the England summer, so that will be around about September, October. We've got to see a lot of double headers being played in this particular tournament because we've got to get it over and done with as quickly as possible so that we can get international cricket underway. Now, we've got to get it in hub regions with what's happening with the coronavirus pandemic around the world at the moment. Now, if we can't utilise that in India, I think we go to the UAE, and I think the UAE is the perfect spot for the IPL this year in any case. Why? Because we're not going to be allowed to have any crowds. It's going to be played in closed doors. Plus, you don't want crowd numbers going to the venue as buses arrive to the venue. So it sort of creates that or limits that opportunity of fans getting to the ground and sort of causing a bit of havoc outside the ground. Also, hotels. We see a lot of fans trying to get in touch with the players at hotels. That will be harder to do over in the UAE, so we'll be able to control that. And travel from to different venues. In India, you've got to get on planes, whereas over in UAE, you can do that by bus. So there's a huge advantage there. And finally, when we go to those stadiums over in the UAE, the owners and sponsors can go and watch in sponsored boxes so that they're away from the players as well. So there's a huge advantage of getting the IPL there in the UAE. Now, enjoy your cricket. Hopefully you're liking what I'm doing. If you do, well, you know what to do. Get down that button and you know what happens there. It gives you a little notification of when the next video is coming out. Stay safe. Play a little bit of backyard cricket if you can. And I'll see you in a couple of days with another Hoggs vlog.